Have you ever noticed this? You could be having a completely normal day, feeling productive, feeling proud of yourself, but then you decide to go on your phone. You scroll for 5 minutes, and then suddenly you feel behind. Behind in life, behind in money, behind in success. You think everyone else got the manual and you didn't. And it's crazy how fast you change. 1 second you're feeling proud of yourself, and then the next second you're questioning everything. Why is everyone ahead of me? Why does everyone seem like they have everything together? And why have they achieved so much more than me? And just like that, your motivation disappears. And it's not because you're incapable, but because you're comparing yourself. Because here's the truth nobody tells you: comparing yourself isn't motivating you, it's only keeping you stuck. Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Waad, and today in this video, we'll be talking about comparison and how it's keeping you stuck. I think this is a very important topic because a lot of people compare themselves. I could say that even I do at times, and I think that everyone has compared themselves before to someone else that is achieved way more than they have. But the thing is, you got to remember that they have done so much to get there. If you're at level 10, don't compare yourself to level 1,000, because say you're at step 10, they're at step 1,000. You have so much more to go. Don't compare yourself. Everyone's journey is different. And the good thing about everyone being different is that you're unique. So when you compare yourself, you start to copy people and then you lose your authenticity. So, yeah, let's get into it. Most of us have been taught that comparison improves us. Everyone says, look at successful people, it will inspire you. But most of the time, it doesn't inspire you, it discourages you because your brain doesn't process it as inspiration. It processes it as proof that you're just behind. So instead of thinking, oh, that could be me too, you think, I'll never be able to catch up. And that one thought quietly kills dreams more than failure ever could. Because when you feel behind, you stop moving. And let me clarify this. I think that, of course, that like watching content of successful people and stuff helps. But what I mean by that is not like obsessing over, oh, the lifestyle and stuff like that. Yeah, that's inspiring. But I would say more so their wisdom and their way of thinking and their mindset. Learning more as in mentally, that helps us improve a lot. But when you start seeing a lot of materialistic things, physical things, you start comparing yourself and you're like, oh my God, that could never be me. And so you just feel so behind. Think about it. When you see someone 10 steps ahead of you don't feel excited, you feel small. And when you feel small, you hesitate, you overthink, you doubt every decision, you procrastinate, you start questioning things you were confident about yesterday. Suddenly, you're not posting, you're not creating, you're not starting. Watching other people live the life you want while you stay frozen. That's what comparison does to you. It turns you into a spectator in your own life. But here's something important you need to know. You're not comparing fairly. Not even close. Because when you compare your behind the scenes to someone's highlight reel, you see the wins. You don't see their breakdowns. You see their results. You don't see the years where they felt lost. You see the overnight success. You don't see the 3 years where nobody cared. But your brain forgets that part. It just says they're ahead, you're behind, which isn't even true. It's incomplete information. You're literally making life decisions based on half the story. Do you not get that? So let me tell you something gently. There will always be someone ahead of you. Always. No matter how successful you'll become, there'll always be someone richer than you, more talented, further along. So if your happiness depends on being ahead, you'll never feel enough, ever. Comparison is a game that you cannot beat because the finish line just keeps on moving. So you need to draw the line of when it will ever be enough for you. Because if you don't, and you keep on going, and you're like, I need to do more, 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 you'll never have enough. You'll never feel enough. So you need to draw that line of that's enough for me. And here's the worst part. While you're too busy looking sideways, you're not looking forward, not focusing on your own path, not focusing on your own growth, not focusing on your own progress. And that's tragic because growth is happening. You just don't see it. You're just too busy measuring yourself against someone else's timeline. Everyone's timeline is different. Some people started earlier. Some people had more support. Some people have money. Some people have connections. Some people got lucky. And some people started from scratch, quietly, patiently, slowly. That doesn't mean you're behind. That just means your story is different. And different doesn't mean worse, it just means yours. Think about this. If you plant two seeds on the same day, one might take a week to grow, and the other might take a month. That doesn't mean the second seed is failing. It just means it's growing underground, preparing, building roots, growing deeper. So when you think about it, sometimes the one that takes longer is stronger, deeper, more stable. So maybe you're not late. Maybe you're just growing your roots, your foundation. And that's so much more important because in life, when you're building a life for yourself, when you're building success, when you want to achieve something, foundation is so important because that's what brings it all together. Think about it like this. If you built a castle on sand, if you built a house on sand, it's going to fall apart. But if you have concrete and if your foundation is strong, everything else will stay strong as well. When your foundation is poor, everything else will eventually fall apart. So think about it like that. It's more simple and it makes more sense. Here's a shift that changed everything for me. Instead of asking, why am I not where they are, ask, am I better than I was last month? Because that's the only comparison that matters. You versus you. Yesterday versus today. Last year versus this year. That comparison is actually fair. It's actually measurable and it's actually motivating. When you start comparing yourself to yourself, you start noticing things you wouldn't normally notice. So, things like I'm more disciplined, I'm more confident, I don't quit as easily, I'm learning faster. And suddenly you feel proud of yourself. And pride creates momentum, and momentum creates results. Comparison steals momentum, self reflection builds it. The truth is, your uniqueness is an advantage, not a weakness. Because think about it like this, there is only one you. Out of 8 billion people, there is one you. No one else has your story, your voice, your perspective. So when you stop trying to be others, you give yourself permission to be the greatest in your own way. And all of a sudden, you start trusting your own path, trusting that your timing is right, trusting that what's meant for you won't miss you, trusting that slow doesn't mean failing, it just means growing. So, if you catch yourself ever comparing yourself, stop, pause, close the app, take a breath, and remind yourself, I'm not behind. I am on my own timeline. I don't need to be them. I just need to be better than I was yesterday. My journey is mine because the moment you stop looking sideways, you start finally moving forward, and forward was all that ever mattered. So, if you needed a sign today, this is it. Stop comparing and start building patiently, quietly, confidently. Your time is coming, but you can't reach it if you're too busy watching everyone else. Focus on your lane and watch how fast you grow.